Hi guys, just doing last minute checks, get myself a little drink and getting ready. And then yeah, I'm building this Baneblade. Okay, yeah, I've got everything ready, so I'm gonna carry on. So hi guys. Yeah, obviously yesterday's live stream started building the Baneblade. It's gonna be all looted eventually, but obviously it needs to be built. Well, it needs to be built first to be looted. So last night I managed to get these two bits done, which wasn't too bad. Again, when I do live streams, things do go a lot slower than if I was just sitting there doing it myself. And obviously, one thing I did notice with this sprue, obviously there's a lot of them, um, but they're not numbered like the normal sprues you get with the miniatures. In fact, a lot of these don't even have numbers. Some of the tank treads and bits had numbers on them, but yeah, a lot of the parts don't have numbers, which obviously I've never come across because I don't normally build things this sort of size really. Uh, So I return that one off because otherwise I can hear myself. And that just sounds really weird because there's quite a delay in me obviously streaming. You're about 10 seconds behind, give or take. So there we go. So yeah, no numbers on these. It's just a case of, well, cutting them out. Obviously the instructions, yeah, nice and simple, nice and easy to follow through. So it's just a case of looking at the picture, seeing what it is you need, and well, going from there. I am filming this as well. I've got my camera on a little sort of arm thingy here, just so that what I am doing in this live stream will be reduced down to my normal sort of videos. This one might be a bit longer because my videos are normally 8 to 15 minutes long. This one might be a bit longer because it's obviously going to show the build of the Baneblade. Then it's going to show me converting it. I think it's a battle fortress is what the orcs would use it for. So obviously it's going to be converted into that. It's going to have a lot of battle damage, and I'm also going to get one of those the kitchen chef kitchen lighter. So basically like a little butane tank with a big nozzle at the top. You push it, and it's like a flamethrower. But yeah, so I'm going to have fun melting this. I will go outside, and I think I have still got a respirator, so I'll wear that. But yeah, this is going to be definitely battle damaged. Obviously, going to get my Dremel tool, drill loads of holes in it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's it's going to be fun. All right, Logan, how are you? Hope you're having a good evening, buddy. So yeah, so say just is a case of cutting these bits out. and then just following the instructions. Say no numbers, which very different, but still easy to follow. So say I'm going to be filming some bits for the actual sort of video. So it's a pretty cool looking tank, but obviously I think it's going to look even cooler once I've orcified it. So basically more weapons and stuff. More weapons, loads of panels all over the place. There will be an orc driver and probably a Gretchen somewhere as well. That should be the first lot of bits. Spreadstar, hello to you too. Hope you are well. All right. So it is one of these things. It is a relatively simple thing to put together. Still worth following the instructions, because I have not followed instructions in the past, and sometimes certain bits go before other bits. So yeah, it's always worth following the instructions just in case. And this is starting with the big bit, obviously at the back. So the good thing is obviously you can just dry fit them. He says. All right, straight away picking up the wrong bit. So it's that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's always worth dry fitting them. And then obviously, because I'm using the cement glue, great stuff this, because you just put it on and it just seeps into the gaps. Well, not really even the gaps, but it just seeps into the thing, which is pretty cool. We'll just zoom in on this bit. Yeah, I'm good, Fred. Yeah, I've got the YouTube plaque. It's just behind me. Oh, this is the back bit. Also, I'm missing, still missing one bit from the front, then I think, unless I've lost it already. The only problem with this thing having so many sprues, and I say no numbers, does make it interesting to try and find the bits. I do recognise your name, Fred. Yes, I did wonder if it's the Freds that I know, because I only really know one Fred. It doesn't look like that one. Yeah, I mean, this is where this is an old kit as well. I think is it 2007 it's got on. Yeah, 2007. So I'm kind of guessing along the way they did start introducing more numbers just to make it easier. Right. So it's not on them. It has, mate. It has. Yeah. Yeah. I miss the old the gaming sessions when you used to come over and used to play games with Josh and all that. It's definitely been a while. Right. So that looks kind of like it, but not enough. Oh no, it does. Yeah, that's it. I think I need better glasses. $15. Wow. Yeah, crazy how time goes, isn't it, buddy? Why is this not fitting underneath? Hold these bits in place. That should help. Yeah, so cement glue is pretty good, but it's not like super glue. So it does take a bit longer for it to sort of fully dry, cure, harden, whatever the term is. It still feels like that bottom bit's not as close as it should. Oh, there we go. That'll do. Right, we'll just hold that for a second. Any tips on YouTube? 6 subs, what your videos are privated, and you're going to try and learn editing. To be honest, mate, I keep it really simple. I've been using the same camera, which is my phone, since I started YouTube. And the editing software is a very simple editing software, again, which I've had since I started the channel. Um, so yeah, it just does the basics. It doesn't do anything flashy. It literally is a case of I film all the bits like that. Obviously, building this, every now and then I'll film some bits. I normally film more than I need. So when it comes to editing, I get all the footage I've taken, all the little sort of segments, drop them in the timeline. Then I go through and I cut it down so it's like nice and condensed. And when I'm watching it, sometimes I'll watch a bit and it's like, yeah, I don't really need to keep that bit in, so I'll delete it. Because I like my videos to be between 8 and 15 minutes long. Anything longer, I mean, some of my videos are longer, but where possible, I like them to be sort of concise and to the point. So yeah, I typically make them 8 to 15 minutes long. And then once I've edited all the footage, so all the footage like runs in a nice timeline and all the rest of it, then literally I'll watch it through and I'll do the voiceover over the top. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I can do the voiceover in one hit. So literally, I'll be talking for say 10 minutes to do the whole voiceover. Sometimes, if I forget what I'm going to say, or I go off tangent, or I waffle too much, and I do waffle a lot in my videos. But if I waffle too much, then I'll stop, cut a bit of the section out I recorded, and then I'll re-record it. Um, but yeah, keeping it simple, especially because obviously I didn't intend YouTube to be my full-time job. I just did it because obviously lockdown and all the rest of it. But it really is a case of whatever you do on YouTube, do something you love, um, and then it's never going to be like hard work. So I try and publish 2 videos a week. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It all depends on what I'm working on um, and how long, obviously, that project is going to take. But yeah, as long as you're doing something you really enjoy, then you'll always enjoy making videos. I mean, I've been at 6 years now. I've had this YouTube channel, which just seems nuts. But yeah, I've had it that long. But say, yeah, the only reason I've had it that long is because I'm doing something that I really enjoy. Um, Making, painting, obviously the 3D printers when they started coming in, laser engravers, all that kind of stuff. There we go. So yeah, I guess best advice: keep it simple and do what you really enjoy. So I'm possibly going to be starting a gaming channel soon. Um, so I love playing GTA. Um, so GTA 6 obviously out soon. So yeah, I might do another channel where I stream myself playing that. Well, that being said, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite recently. So, yeah, a lot of Fortnite with Josh and Paige. Um, 60,000 the last time you saw. That must have been ages ago then. Right. So again, I'm going to video a little bit. So again, this is why I'm doing this, I will video bits here and there because otherwise it'll go from like being hardly anything to then being fully built. Obviously, anyone who buys this will look at the instructions. So all these sort of sections that I'm doing, all these videos, clips I'm doing, they'll literally last sort of 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just showing one bit being done and then another bit being done. You've seen Josh a lot on Fortnite. Yeah, say the three of us and Paige been playing a lot. Um, I think I think I've played more in this season than any season prior, and my character's level 708. So I've been playing quite a bit. This is one of those tricky things, trying to get everything to line up. That front bit that needs to slot in. Oh, there we go. Oh, that wasn't too bad. So good thing with this cement glue, you can put the glue on once it's all ordered together. It's pretty cool. Right, give that a few moments because if I let go, then things just leaves you. It leaves you what in game? So I need a rubber band or something to put around it all. Oh no, I think some bits have come out. Bits are in. Oh no, I'm not sure they are or not. I see. Again, this is why I like making orc vehicles. With orc vehicles, it doesn't matter if they don't look neat and tidy. In fact, sometimes the less neat they look, the better. Why aren't them ones slotting in? There we go. There's a few in. Let's quickly get some glue on them. Oh, that's the front ones in as well. So you kind of need more hands. Give that a little bit. No, yeah, I do non-build. I can't build. I can just about change my weapons around. Yeah, never build. Should be okay, but we'll just give it a couple more seconds. Right, that should be okay. Yeah, so with this vehicle, obviously you get the option of building it in different ways, and obviously each vehicle then has its own stats when you play the game. But say this vehicle is going to be looted for a different faction. So this is like the Astra, is it Militarum or Militarum? But I don't play orcs, but I do when I do kill team. But yeah, I want to make this an orc looted vehicle. So I'm going to stick with the Baneblade, the main one. But I'm going to change a couple of the weapons because I do like this short, stubby weapon. So this is going to go there instead of the longer one, I think. But the good thing is that's why there's obviously so many sprues because you do get a lot of extra stuff, which would be cool because I can use that to kit bash well other bits and pieces really. So that's that bit, that bit, that bit, and then yeah, the main bit. So oh, yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show some of this build. Let's just basically I've got like a big movable arm with the camera on because see sometimes I need more room to show what I've done. And then it's this whole big bit. So Fred, what's your channel about then? Is it gaming or something else? Right. So definitely that bit. And then oh, load of these little bits. Gaming. Yeah, I think gaming's got one of the easiest things, especially say live streaming. Um, that's why I say if I do make another channel, I probably won't make any videos as such. It'll just be live streams because then there's no editing whatsoever. All live streams get turned into videos anyways. I'll just give us a little bit of a clean up where I've cut it from the sprue. No, I probably won't use Twitch because I've never really used it. It was like I've got a Twitch account for a miniature hobbyist, but because I've never used it, I don't really know much about it. Whereas obviously YouTube, I've been using it for 6 years, and I know about it. So yeah, the gaming channel would probably still be on YouTube. I don't know what the point of those little bits on there was, but they're on there now. Rubbish out of the way. She goes. Right, so this bit just bits on the whole of this, I think. Oh, nothing else needs to. Oh no, there's a couple of bits that need to go up underneath. It looks like that one. No numbers again. No, no numbers still. Did I get the wall? Yeah. Oh yeah. When the phone went off, yeah, it was like, oh, World War Three's about to happen. But yeah, certainly gets your attention though, doesn't it? Could be that one. But these go from underneath. Colin, man, hello, enjoying your build. Yeah, yes. It's, again, I don't really do things this sort of size, but they are they are fun kits. They're good kits. And say especially because I know I'm going to make this into like an orc vehicle at the end, so I'm going to go to town on it to make it look well. I'm going to orcify it. So it's going to have lots of extra panels on it, lots of extra guns on it. There's going to be some big exhausts coming out the back of it. And yeah, say it's just weird though that none of the parts, or say only a few of the parts at the very beginning, had numbers. So yeah, building a kit with no numbers, and obviously the instructions very easy to read because it is nice clear pictures, lots of stages. So it's quite a big thick book. Obviously, it does show how to build the other variations as well. Um, but yeah, it just seems weird having a kit that doesn't have any numbers. So yeah, different. But yeah, good. Um, right, so that's like that. That's Yeah, so this is going to get changed quite a lot. Obviously, I want to build it up as it is and then make all the changes. That's what orcs do. They come across vehicles that they've blown up, destroyed, beaten, or whatever, and then they take them over and they change them and add bits. It's a bit like the A team. Um, yeah, good old A team where they take a simple little school bus and then turn it into a tank in like 10 minutes. Great stuff. Uh, expensive kits. Yeah, well, this is about 100. I think it's about £102. Obviously, depending on where you get it from, it can be a bit more, might be less, but obviously, yeah, it's quite a lot. But then there's a lot of sprues. How many is there? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think there's already 2 I did the other day. So there's about nine sprues, lots of bits, and obviously the good thing is there's gonna be lots of bits left over. Well, I say there will be, because obviously you can make 8. There's 8 different variations of the tank. Yeah, so you can make 8 variations of this tank, but the chances are a lot of these extra like weapons or the gun turrets, I'm probably going to incorporate them somehow in this build as well. So there might not be that much left over. We'll see how that goes. Love it when a kit comes together. Yeah, exactly. Um, I mean, it is obviously the A team. Obviously, as a kid, love watching that Saturday night. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, they'll take a school bus and then make it into a tank in a shed in about 10 minutes. It's like, cool. Not obviously reality, but cool. So that's kind of how I think orcs work. They'll literally get something, chuck stuff on, and then bosh, it works. But yeah. Um, cheers, Fred. Cheers for giving me a shout out on your channel. Much appreciated. Uh, Again, this is where I am so bad at names, so apologies for this. Uh, Roussel Alexandra, hello to you. Apologies if I really messed up your name, but I'm pants. That's that names unless you're called John Paul David or something very English. I'm useless. Print and paint it. You've got around 11 sets of 40k to put together and paint. Um, yeah, again, I love tanks. So yeah, so building this is just fun because it's a tank, and the fact I know I'm going to make this into an orc vehicle, again, I'm kind of excited to mess about with this. Add a load of I'm going to have loads of exhaust coming out the back. It's going to be exhaust stupid, um, and then just putting more guns and weapons and bits and pieces on it. I've already got an orc driver I'm going to have. I've got a little Gretchen that I've got just peeking out as well. Um, so this is going to have some 3D printed bits on it. But obviously, I I've well, for starters, I don't play 40k. I play Kill Team, and if I did play 40k, I'd only play with friends and mates and stuff. So we'd always go by the rule of cool. So even if I did have this vehicle and it had 3D printed parts, it wouldn't matter, because I know how obviously 40k tournaments can be rather serious business. So I've heard and seen in YouTube channels. Um, so yeah, so having a vehicle that's got 3D printed parts could be frowned upon, but hey, I don't care. Rule of cool is what happens in this house. Colin, rubber band foil, 2 packs of yeah, quite literally. Mm. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find in some of these local sheds, all the corrugated card and well, the welding tools and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I almost don't want to glue this down. I like the idea of being able to take the whole thing off, but I'm just wondering if I do think I'm going to do to it, can I still take it off? And I'm not sure why I'd want to take it off. I just like the idea of being able to see inside. I guess this is where I'm such a big kid. I'd want to take this off and have all my miniatures inside. Uh, Yeah, because I was thinking about doing something at the back and having like a proper door that could be opened. Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look. What else kind of gets glued? Well, it is literally the other turret bit. Few weapons, loads of little panels and bits and bobs. So yeah, I mean, I could. So obviously, I love magnets. So maybe what I could do is put some bits along here with magnets on here. So when it is in place, it's like you could pick it up by this almost, and it wouldn't come apart. But then you could obviously hold it and pull it off. Yeah, I'm not going to glue that for the moment because I do like the idea of yeah, putting miniatures on the inside. Um, yeah, well, Colin, I everything I build and make, I have a rough idea, but then well, like this. But then as I'm making it, things change, or I see something else, or I think of something, and it's like, oh yeah, I like the idea of doing that to it. Again, that's why I like orc stuff because obviously with this, it would need to be like nice, clean, look like a tank, have all the right bits. With orc stuff, there's no real right stuff. It's whatever you want it to be, it is. Because obviously the orcs believe it works, so it works. I think I've got the same sort of mentality as orcs. Really, I kind of love that. Yeah, just chuck it together and then it works, whatever it is. So yes, I'm not going to glue that for the moment because I like the idea of being able to get to the inside. So what we'll build now is obviously the little turret on the top. I say I don't like the gun. I like the gun that's short, stubby one, kind of like me, I guess. Um, there's a really big, chunky gun. It might just be this part of the longer gun. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think it was just the short part of a long gun. Yeah, yeah, I like the idea of it just being short and stubby. Again, 'cause it then gives me these other bits. I mean, some of these could be used for exhaust pipes on the back as well. Yeah, we'll see. Again, I kind of make a lot of it up as I go along. Magnetize the weapons. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, magnetize everything. Magnets are great. I mean, even these little bits, I did actually did do these off camera because I was excited to build something. These are like I've got a peg that goes through the top, but the peg literally only just went into it. So again, ooh, yeah, magnets. I love magnets because it's obviously, I mean, even these like diddy little ones, still strong enough that it won't come off. So yeah, magnets everywhere. Well, I've got a drawer and it's yeah, hundreds of magnets, different sizes, different thicknesses. Right, so let's yeah, because the other thing I was thinking about as well, because I was having a quick look because I said this is going to be turned into what's it called, a battle summit or other, um, battle station. Oh, battle fortress, I think is what the orcs would turn this into. And from what I've read, they basically have like more heights. So obviously this tank does come with the turret bit that goes on here. There's also another extra bit that's obviously for the different version. So I might try and incorporate that on the back so it has well more height to it basically, plus more area to then stick other guns, which is the main thing because obviously orcs they do seem to like their guns. Use the turret as a type of a bunker. Well, one of the things I am 3D printing that will be I'm going to do a little roller at the front, not a huge roller, but the old little roller with like the old spikes. To be pretty cool because this does have things on. Oh, yeah, these things on the side. I don't really like the idea of things going on the side. I think it's because I kind of like the sort of streamlined side. I mean, I'm going to put in loads of orky panels and bits over that. But yeah, I'm not sure if I like the gun on the side. So I might actually put the gun up the top on something. Again, just because I like that sort of nice flat area. Because I think it'll just go faster, streamlined. That's the thing. Yeah, what colour to do this? So I was thinking about doing it a green, like an army green. So it is like an English sort of tank. That's kind of my plan, I guess. But again, we'll see when it comes to painting it. I might paint it a completely different colour, or I might do the good old red. Red goes faster and all that. I know what, let's film a little bit of this again, just so I don't skip bits. So that bit. And again, when I am filming, in my head, I'm roughly kind of thinking what I'm going to be saying, because then that helps me sort of move something around or show something. So I'm going to show that comes off and on again, and then we'll go to this bit. Cut a couple of bits out. So again, some of this footage I'm taking, it might get deleted and not be in the end bit. It all depends. So I like my videos to flow nicely and be quite concise and not have too much like padding, extra stuff. Because basically, I make videos of the kind of videos that I like to watch, which is why I say 8 to 15 minutes is a decent amount of time. Anything longer than that, and unless it's really good, I skip, which I'm sure a lot of people do with my videos, do the old skipping ahead bit. But yeah, everyone's different and does what they like. Right, so this again, say it's really weird having no numbers. So that's the bottom. That's the top. I think it must be these smaller ones. Turn that off. That didn't look quite right. There's two little turrets. There's obviously the bigger one, and there's little one, and it's a little one I've been looking at. So that would explain why. Yes, so they're not the right ones. It is these bigger ones with the round bit. Those two bits. So it could be that bit. Colin, do I have any of the Warhammer model books? They're great for teaching you how to paint with. I don't know. Well, I say I only got into Warhammer well when I started the channel 6 years ago, and even then it was by mistake. So I obviously started the channel because I wanted to sort of just make things and do something during the lockdown. So literally, I went on Amazon, typed in orcs because I wanted to like paint miniatures because I used to play Dungeons and Dragons a long time ago. Uh, um, yeah, I first played Dungeons and Dragons, I think 1983. I used to paint the metal figures back then. Did that for about 3 years. So yes, I kind of wanted to go back to my childhood and paint D&D figures. So I went on Amazon, typed in orcs, thinking I'd get obviously the D&D orcs, but orcs for Warhammer popped up. Obviously loved the look of them because obviously they're orcs, they look cool, and they got guns and stuff. So I brought them. And that's kind of how I got into Warhammer. So I've never played a Warhammer 40k. I play Warhammer the Kill Team. I love the Kill Team. Even Blood Bowl. I bought. I think I've made three Blood Bowl pitches. Still yet to play a game. Painted loads of teams. Um, so yes, I kind of got into Warhammer 40k by accident, but love the miniatures, love how they look. Obviously, love the vehicles. But yeah, I don't play the game, so I'm not really into the books or the lore or any of that stuff. I'm a very visual person, and I love the look of orcs. Um, and obviously painting them and making them and the rest. So yeah. The book you had the picture of the tank. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, you like the units with the gas mask? Yeah, they look pretty cool. Um, I painted some of them. Can't think what they're called. Again, it would have been a kill team box that I would have painted. Um, but yeah, so with this, my go-to for vehicles and terrain when it comes to painting, rust bucket, because it's fun, it's simple, it's easy, and I don't like vehicles to look neat. I like a vehicle to look like it's been in the war, it's been battered, bruised, and whatever. Um, so that's why with this one, obviously I've got one of the cheap Dremel tools, so I will be putting like little scratches in it, little bullet holes all over. But I also want to get one of those the chef's kitchen like fire lighters or fire thingies that they use for like creme brulees. Get one of them. Take this outside, obviously, but kind of set bits of it on fire, just so as well as the battle damage, it'll have melted damage. Um, and again, it's just me being a big kid, but I really like the idea of this looking like it's it's lived a hard life. And yeah, I think setting fire to it could be fun. And yeah, it'd certainly give it some damage, which would be cool. Right. So what more do I need? So bottom, side, back, part of the front. Ah, another part of the front, which looks like it's that one. Oh, plus a company has just sent me an airbrush. So yeah, I'll be able to use that as well. Um, I'll show you what it actually. It's quite a cool airbrush. I was sent an airbrush, ooh, what about 3 years or more ago, but I just couldn't get on with it. I couldn't sort of hold the airbrush and push that thing on the top. So a company reached out to me, is it Gallery, and said obviously they'd like to send me an airbrush. Would I like to choose one? So I chose this because it's got like obviously a little front little nozzle bit because I couldn't get to grips with holding this and still pushing that thing at the top. So a company sent me an airbrush. I think I used it once or twice, um, and I think I sold it. They gave me a big compressor. They gave me everything, but I just couldn't use it. I didn't like it, and I know there's a learning curve with a lot of new stuff, but that I just couldn't get on with. Whereas this, say the gun, I've used this a little bit on a miniature video. Will be out at the end of the month, but I'm going to use this for about a month, and then I'll make a proper video on just this really. But I want to get to grips with it, see how it feels. Um, but yeah, the one thing I have painted, nice and easy because obviously got the little trigger grip. So yeah, so this tank is definitely going to get some of this. So even though I don't know what color the tank's going to be, I know what I'm going to use to paint it. Obviously, it's going to be primed in green. So that's the reason why I kind of like the idea of doing it like army style. So I might do it green and then do it obviously the camouflaged kind of green. Although that being said, if I'm doing orcs on there, I might do it sort of the brown and beige with the camouflage style, perhaps. I'm not sure. That's for another day. That's for another John. That is. That's for John in a week's time when this is done. He can worry about the painting. But yeah, there is needles and bits in that. Yeah, and they sent me a little compressor. Um, Yeah, so the compressor, lovely little thing. Um, Obviously, it makes a noise when it's working, as in when you're got your finger on the button and the air's coming out, it makes a noise. But other than that, it doesn't make a noise, which is good. And I say the company that sent me one before, they sent me a full-on. It was a small compressor, but it was still, well, yeah, bigger than this screen. So it's still about a foot and a half or more in size. So it's quite a big thing, and that made a lot of noise. Um, and again, that's another reason why I didn't like using it because it was just too big. I say I don't have room. My desk is in the corner of my living room. That's how much room I've got. So basically, not a lot. So yes, I need stuff that doesn't take up a lot of room, basically. Um, all the videos you watched, the modeler removes the front nozzle. Oh, okay. Yeah, again, I need to watch some videos. I know when I got the airbrush 3 years ago, 4 years, whatever it was, I would have been watching other people. But yeah, that's why I'd say I had a little. I'll show you. I had a little mess. So basically, with this, I speed paints because obviously you love speed paints. Speed paints did the whole thing orange. Put some speed paint in that gun. Sprayed the top just to try and like get it sort of feather in, which it seems to have feathered in not too bad because it was the first time. Literally got the spray gun, put paint in, bosh bosh bosh, and it's like, oh yeah, I think I might get to grips with this again more because I could hold the airbrush and it just felt comfortable. But yeah, I will watch other people and see any tips, tricks on getting up to like a fine stream, a larger feathering stream, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. Streaming long, do you mean as in today or in general? I used to do a lot of live streaming. Well, say a lot, it's probably an over exaggeration. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I used to live stream. Um, Used to get around about 150, 200 people watching. But because I've not done it for such a long time, um, and again, it depends on what I'm building. So if I was building something out of sprues, there'd be a lot more people watching. And funnily enough, I will be doing a sprue video soon because I'm going to build one of these out of sprues. Um, so I don't know if you've seen my sprue videos, but yeah, I've made some big things out of sprues. So making this won't be too bad. But yeah, I'm going to make a Baneblade out of sprues. So I'm sure if I did that as a live stream, that would get a lot more people watching. But again, the thing is though, it doesn't really matter the amount of people watching. I would be doing this anyway. So if I'm doing this anyway, I might as well do it as a live stream every now and then. And then if people are on and want to watch, they can. Right. That just goes in there. Can you have another look at my what? Yeah, so with these sprue builds, I've made the biggest thing I made was a towel manta. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's huge. It's about 3 foot wide by about 3 foot long. Um, I've made an orc stomper. I made the great unclean one. Um, Loads of other sort of vehicles. Oh, I made an orc squigoth out of sprues. And when I say out of sprues, the whole thing was made out of sprues. There's no bits of cardboard. There's no 3D printed bits. Literally everything has been made out of sprues. If you haven't seen any of the sprue videos, yeah, go and have a look at them. Um, yeah, it is. It is pretty cool that you can make pretty much everything out of sprues. So yeah, so the sprues from the Baneblade, they'll be used in making another Baneblade. I will obviously have to use more as well as those ones because it's going to take up quite a few. Right. How does this go together then? Kind of goes on the edge. just rests on top, which is cool. Yeah, you're very right there, Colin. Yeah, it's like every day can be a school day. It's amazing how much stuff there is still to learn and try out, and yeah, it's great. Again, that's why I love this hobby because it's full of people sharing stuff, and then you have a look at it and you go, "Oh, that looks pretty cool. I'll have a go," and then you have a go, and then you might adapt it in certain ways that the other person hadn't thought about, and then you can share that to other people, and then yeah, it's a very happy sharing kind of hobby. Yeah, I love it. And obviously, as a kid, I grew up on Blue Peter, so it really was a case of making stuff out of nothing. Basically, stuff you had lying around the house. So I mean, that's how this channel started as well. I used to make a lot of terrain and bits and pieces, spaceships and all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff out of rubbish. Um, but then, like a lot of things, 3D printers appeared, or they appeared for me because obviously they've been around for ages. And then, yeah, I really got hooked on 3D printers because as much as I love scratch building stuff, with scratch building, you are limited to what you've got at hand. Whereas obviously 3D printing, whatever you can think of, you can 3D print. And I think that's just amazing. Right, so this front bit, I don't think gets glued in because it's meant to be able to. Oh, should have put that in first actually. It's meant to be able to swivel. Oh, I think I've got that in upside down. I'm kind of guessing. Yeah. There we go. Doesn't swivel much, because I'm sure I get some paint on that, and it might not swivel at all. Your wife goes mad at you. Is that because you take over the kitchen table with a ton of stuff, or because you're going through the bins recycling? Yeah. So again, this bit I'm not going to glue on um, because I'm 3D printing some bits that I'm going to go on here. As in, I've got like an orc captain and a Gretchen and bits, so it'll be easier to sort of glue them and fix them in place while I can still get to the underneath. So that bit will just pop on top. Uh, yeah. Again, this is why I like magnets, but obviously this doesn't need them in this case. I love things that move. So having that being able to sort of move and the turret going up and down, yeah, the big kid in me loves that. I mean, it's like if I had a remote control car that I could somehow fit inside this, so the wheels were like up inside, so you couldn't see them, but then remote control it, then yeah, I would. Yeah, because we've seen oh, what is it? Guy's name's Brent. I forgot what the channel is. But he made one of these that you could obviously remote control with a little flame fryer in it. So not this vehicle, but a vehicle similar to this. No, this isn't going to be a diorama. This is just going to be a tank. Um, but like a lot of the stuff that I build and make now, it's like obviously I've got my pile of opportunity, my pile of fun, my pile of shame, whatever you want to call it up there. I'm slowly getting through it. But obviously because I do this channel full time, I don't get much money from YouTube. In fact, I get very, very little from YouTube. My money mainly comes in from sponsors and me selling stuff. As in, a lot of sponsors send me like a 3D printer, I use a 3D printer. Works really well. I mean, every 3D printer I've ever had, I've never had any problems with them. They've always worked great, straight out of the box. But I don't have room to store them. So I literally get them, use them, and then give it a couple of weeks when I know the video's gone out, everything's okay. Yeah, then I'll sell them. So this is probably going to get sold as well. I do have eBay. There should be a link in the description, I think. Let's have a quick look. I'm not too sure actually. Um, oh no, the link isn't there actually. I'll put the link somewhere. But yes, I've got eBay. So this would actually go on eBay if someone wanted to buy it, because obviously that helps fund the channel, fund me, keeps me fed, keeps a roof over my head. So yes, I get more money from sponsors and selling stuff. YouTube, what they pay me is it's so small. It's yeah, you couldn't live off that. Um, so yes, that's why a lot of the things I'm building, making, painting. Say if I played Warhammer 40k, then probably I'd keep this. But because I don't, and it's like every now and then I keep thinking, oh, shall I make a team up, paint a Warhammer Orc team and have a game? Because there is a local game in place near me that I could go to. My problem is I've got a terrible memory, and when I say terrible, I mean shockingly bad. It's been bad all my life, but yeah, I've got such a bad memory that to remember and know what each individual block of team people do, what vehicles do, what they do together, and then not just knowing how my team works, but knowing how the opponents work, I just can't do it. So Warhammer 40k, as much as I want to play the full game, I don't think I could. Kill team, awesome. I normally go with a 6-man kill team, makes it even simpler. And obviously you got the little reference card of what each person does. So I know how many rolls to hit, to save, and all the rest of it. So yeah, as much as I'd love to make this and use it in a game, I just don't think that would happen. So yeah, the chances are in about a month's time or whenever this is done, this will be on eBay. Rightio, I need to find that short stubby gun. Although I think I've missed. Have I missed a gun for that thing? Oh no. Right, I'm gonna try and find the gun bit for that. Again, this is where some of the instructions seem really, really easy to follow. Some bits, it's like, why is I put that in the wrong way around? Should that have gone inverted? I think it should, shouldn't it? Because I thought it looked like it should be on the inside. There's already people watching. No one's mentioned it, but yeah, that should be a hole inwards. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to come out. That's one problem. Say cement glue, it's great stuff because it gives you a bit of leeway before it sets. But when it does set, it's super strong because obviously it basically it eats into the plastic, so it dissolves a little bit. So when you put contact of two bits of plastic, it will just dissolve one bit into the other, which kind of makes the bond stronger than glue because they're welded, for better terms. As much as I'm going to add battle damage to this, I don't really want to damage it as I'm building it. No, that's not going to pop out without the whole thing. I say, no, if I can get some cutters underneath, that might do it. You're the same. You carry a dictaphone. Oh wow. I take medication. Oh bless. Yeah. So no, mine literally has been when I was a kid. Um, the only subjects I liked as a kid were ones that didn't require remembering names, numbers, dates, locations. So I was always good at art, graphic communications, and design technology. So very good with my hands, problem solving, basically common sense. I'm good at say common sense. Glued it in the wrong way round. Um, yeah. So when it comes to say remembering dates, names, and stuff, yeah, I've got no chance. Use a scalpel. Yeah. See, I would, but I've cut myself times. Um, yeah, my poor fingers and hands, especially when obviously with a scalpel in the videos, you'll always say, always scrape away from yourself. But the thing is that sometimes like that, you just want to scrape towards. Um, so yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done what you need to do. Right. So I'm pleased that's come out okay. And now we'll put it back the right way. So it's really weird because when I looked at it, at first I was going to put it this way, but then the picture, it just looked like the bulb was coming out and not in. There we go. No one needs to know. Well, I should have filmed that really to include that. Because yeah, when I do make mistakes, I do still include them in videos. Um, but yeah. Although that makes it even better now that I didn't glue this bit in, because then I wouldn't have been able to get that out. Oh, pardon me, at all. So there you go. So I knew what I was doing by not gluing that in. He says. Right, so we can go back to making this, well, bulbous sort of weapony thing. Right. Oh, let's take another bit of a drink, get a bit thirsty. It's not so warm here in the UK, it's nuts. I don't know if anyone watching who's not from the UK, but yeah, been having some crazy weather. Thing is, I think we're all a bit sick of it now because it has been going on for quite some time. Obviously, love the sun, but the humidity just isn't nice. Get you a long way common sense. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Some of the younger lads I see, well, and they make it through a day. Um, well, yeah, 'cause I think that's the other thing is I'm definitely a jack of all trades, master of none. Um, yeah, throughout my life, 'cause I get bored easily as well. So in my early 20s, I spent about 4 or 5 years traveling around the world doing like part-time jobs or I say part-time, they weren't really part-time. I worked somewhere, it's like 3 months, whatever, saved up some money, went off somewhere. Then I'd come back after however long, work somewhere else. And yes, I've had quite a lot of jobs. Um, pretty much almost anything you can think of that doesn't really require like a university degree, I've probably done. Uh, yeah, typical like working in a bank, bar, van driver, warehouseman, plasterer's mate. Um, more recent ones, a photographer, so wedding photographer before COVID, graphic designer at British Airways, and I was actually a model maker for a film studio. It was only for about 6 months, I think, that one though. But yes, I think common sense has definitely got me all those jobs. Right, what's front bit? It really is like a guessing game, a lot of this, isn't it? Right, as always, yeah, it's the last sprue. And I'm thinking it's that one. Well, this must be the that big chunky fat gun that I want as well. You got to go check and see. Yeah, I'll probably be here until about 11, I reckon. So I kind of want to get. Well, to be honest, probably will get most of what I want to get done, which would be pretty cool. Because then the next live stream, I think I'm going to do it on Sunday. So I might do more advertising as well because I haven't really advertised or posted anywhere that I'm doing live streams. Um, so yeah, so the next live stream I'm probably going to do on Sunday evening because then I should have all the bits 3D printed and I can really go to town on adding all the bits, adding the damage, and all that kind of stuff. Right, I think that is the end bit I want. Right, 2 seconds, guys. I think the cat's messing about. What are you doing? It's always you, isn't it? You little troublemaker. Ugh. Yeah, just on the other side of my desk, there's another table. It's got a few bits and pieces on it. And I think the little cat likes getting up there, a cheese that is, getting up there and messing about. And all I can hear is things being knocked over. So I just wanted to check to see what it was. Right, I don't think this is the bit I wanted. Could it be too big? Got that, and then there's a bit that goes on the end. Ah, is that it? I think that one's it. That looks like it. Yeah, cheers, Colin. You have a good weekend too, buddy. Shame doesn't get glued, so you just leave it in there, I guess. So that's going to keep falling out. Mm. I think it's one of those bits that says don't glue, but I think I might glue because otherwise I think that could get quite annoying if that's just gonna fall out. Yeah. Again, we'll leave that. There's no rush to glue everything just yet. Oh, I've got the little turret there I can do. Right, so we'll go up there. Right, so that little turret, I definitely know that these are the bits I cut out already for that. And then we need a top and a bottom. Looks like it's those. No, I don't think they are for that. These ones are. Now I find two little guns. Might have it. Stay out. Good to see you. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, Baneblade, pretty cool looking vehicle. It's going to be orcified and turn into a battle fortress, I think it's called. So yeah, I'm building the Baneblade as it is, and then obviously I will be completely changing it into an orc vehicle. So lots more guns and lots of like exhausts and chimney stacks coming out the back. So yes, this is going to have a lot of guns on it by the time it's complete. Yep, definitely orcs for the win. Orcs are the best. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Yeah, finally hit the old magic 100. Hold this for a little second. I'll just notice my camera's not quite central, is it? It's, my hands are a bit low. Let's just move that like that. Move the camera out of the way a little bit. All right. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. I just realized my hands were kind of off the screen. Hello. I'll make this. Well, this thing shows anything because it's basically it's the camera that I use to obviously film. Um, the- yeah, so I only just realised that obviously my hands were. Oh, that's good. That should be okay. I'm almost off the bottom of the screen now, aren't they? That's better. My hands are in the centre. Cool. Get there in the end. I only started streaming about an hour and a half ago. Right, so that one just goes in there, which is pretty cool. What goes in that bottom bit? So again, I mean, this is where without numbers, it does make it a bit difficult. I've got to find two little bits. I mean, I guess luckily most of the bits are relatively big, but having numbers, I mean, even though just numbers to which sprue would make things so much easier. Could be it. Okay. Well, I think it's because this is one of the older sets. This is 2007. I mean, at least in the new ones, they have numbers, even if they're not next to each other. There are numbers. You got a bit of a clue. But yeah, this one I think it had numbers on the tank treads. But other than that, there's not really numbers. I guess that's what makes it half the fun of building these kits. Let's film a few of these bits. Must have I've filmed for a while. So obviously in my head, I'm just showing the camera this to show that I'm now going to do the big gun that's going to go on there. And because I'm not really going to follow, and I am pretty much building this as it should be. Um, I don't like the look of long guns. I prefer short, fat, stubby ones. So that's what I'm going to put there instead. Yeah. So the gun I'm going to use instead, I say 'cause this kit does come with a variety of bits. I mean, it might be that one. That's relatively big, but I think there's, yeah. So that's the one I think I'm going to go for. Big chunky thing. Well, I think it's the one end of what could be an even longer gun. But say, I like the guns short and chunky. So that's what I'm going to do on that one. To say there really is going to be a lot of spare parts with this, which is great. So I do love kit bashing. So this is definitely going to have a lot of bits left over. Um, I say because I'm going to be making this into an orc vehicle, I'm probably still going to try and incorporate a lot of this stuff on here just to make it even bigger, even beefier. Um, right. Cannon versus laser, yeah. Well, I still like the idea of it being a cannon. It's a very short one. Although saying that, lasers are pretty cool. I'm not sure these parts. There's nothing on there I want. Nothing there I want. So these are the ones with the weapons. And they look pretty cool. Let's have a look. Let's see how this thing should be built. This, oh yeah, it's more of a laser, isn't it? Does look cool. So yes, I mean that's what I want to go for. Again, we'll just show this. Well, again, for anyone who wasn't here earlier, whenever I'm filming, I film a lot more than I actually need. But at least then you've got plenty of footage. Then when I come to edit it, I go through, and if I think it's necessary and it serves a purpose, then I'll leave it in. And if it doesn't, then yeah, it gets cut out. Um, so that, and that. That bit I'd already cut out, and then two halves or something. So if I am making this into whatever I want, I might actually change the gun. Let's cut these bits out, see if these will fit on the end. Yeah, so say today's live stream will probably finish about 11. So I should have got most of the basics of the tank done. So I am 3D printing out some bits now, and I'll probably do some more bits tomorrow. So I'll do another live stream Sunday. Sunday's one I might start a bit earlier. I might start at rather 7 or 8, I think. So yeah, if you want to see the continuation of this, so I'm going to carry on now. If you want to see the continuation of this sort of build, then on Sunday, that's when obviously this will look like a Baneblade to begin with, but then I'm going to orcify it and make it into a battle fortress by adding a ton of exhausts and things on the back, greeblies all over it, loads of panels, because obviously orcs like putting panels on things. It's also going to get distressed. I've got the old Dremel tool that I'm going to put loads of bullet holes in. And so I might get one of those little the chef's kitchen lighters to actually burn, put the burn marks in this, just because I really want it to have battle damage. Uh, Application apps, hello to you. Paulie, hello. Good to see you back again. Yeah, definitely progress. It's looking like a tank with bits that come off. But yeah, it's got more bits to it now. I'm just going to do the gun that goes on this bit. Not going to do the gun that should go on here because that'll be obviously a long, thin one. I like the idea of a short, chunky one, and that's what I'm going to put on here. So yeah, so say next live stream. So this one I'm going to finish about 11-ish. The next one Sunday. I'm not sure what time I'm going to start. Say Sunday. I might start earlier and do one from sort of 7 o'clock, 7 or 8. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that'll be more of the fun one because that's when this is going to turn into an orc vehicle. I think it's going to be more fun anyway. This is where I'm just winging it. I should really look at the instructions a little bit. Seas is meowing at my feet. Will she jump up? So it's still crazy. It's like the temperature now doesn't feel a lot cooler than earlier on. Still quite muggy. Right, so we got this. It's hot there. So UK, crazy weather. Right, so this isn't the bit that's meant to go on this. But say obviously as this is going to be a orc sort of thing, that's why it doesn't really matter that I'm mixing and matching a few little bits. um, you're hobbying along today. Oh, so you finished your painting. Trying to decide on either 5 assault terminators or 3 kit bashed blade guard veterans, and it's still 39 degrees. It's nuts. Um, well, I think either of those choices sound like they'll be fun and possibly more fun than painting the room, I guess. Right, so how well is that going to go onto the? I might need to snip a little bit of these off. Just so it goes in. So that's going to go like that. I can go like that. So yeah, so I'm enjoying building this, but I know when I come to do the bits that turn this into an orc vehicle, I'll definitely have a bigger smile on my face. I don't know in the center. Right, so the problem is obviously this is going to be rather large for where it's meant to be going. But that's fine. Just get the orc mentality of we'll make it fit. So I reckon it's got to take off the little noggins either side. And then I reckon that'll fit in there like a glove on a foot. So I think I might not even have to take them off. Just save them down a bit. There we go. Take a little bit off at a time. Oh, I think that might just almost there. Room painting tomorrow. What's that? You've take the skirting board and some cloths to put down. Cool. Right, that way around. So I'll just film this little bit. And what I can do is obviously any sort of big gaps that might be around, I'll just get the old green stuff out and fill them with that. Although I think if I push that hard enough, there might not be any gaps. Yeah. So yeah, there'll be a gap at the underneath, but that's fine. Can sort that out later. No, I'm an X-Crafts. Hello, buddy. Um, I don't film in 4K. Honestly, I don't think I've changed my video format of how I do videos since I started this channel. Yeah, I still just video in HD. Um, and yeah, no, the phone doesn't overheat. Well, the phone I use, it doesn't have anything else on it. It's obviously it's an old phone. And it's still the same phone I started using 6 years ago. Um, yeah, no, it doesn't overheat, luckily enough. There we go. So yeah, I haven't glued this bit on because I need to put some orcs and people in this. I'm 3D printing them, and I want to be able to make sure I can get to the underneath just to make it easier to sort of secure them in there. And that goes like that. And again, I've not glued the main bit down because I like the idea of being able to see inside. I say I might put some orcs in there, as in being able to take this on and off. You can physically put orcs in there, or I'm still toying with the idea of having lights on this thing because something I am 3D printing is a load of kind of like headlights and things. I've even got some wing mirrors because I want to put wing mirrors on this thing. Again, it's an orc vehicle. It's meant to look stupid, nuts, fun. So yeah, there's going to be some wing mirrors on this. And obviously there's going to be, oh yeah, that's a thing I didn't think about. Is that too big? It's not going to, oh no, that's fine. It just has to be in the up position. Let's take that off. That glue's not dried yet. Oh, come off. In fact, let's put more. If in doubt, put more glue in. Um, put yours in the fridge. Um, I'm not even sure this phone can do 4K. Yeah, because obviously this is an old phone, and it was old before I started using it to film videos. So it might have 4K, but probably not. All right, I'll leave that for one moment. So yes, there's going to be quite a lot of spare bits, which is pretty cool because I'm going to use a lot of these as just sort of extra gubbins on this. There are obviously still more weapons, so I'm going to be using those. And obviously, what I don't use, I will be able to keep as well bits for kit bashing, which is pretty cool because there's a lot of cool bits. Obviously, still a few more bits I think to put on this. Um, but yeah, so this is definitely going to have a ton of like exhausts and bits coming out the back. Right, so let's get back to the Baneblade thing. So I've done everything on this page. I think a lot of it is just small little gubbins, bits and pieces here and there. Um, yeah, so there is this extra bit that goes on the back of the turret. Um, but say, because I like the idea of, say, this is obviously going to be orcified. I like the idea of actually adding this big compartment possibly onto the back of this. Again, just for a bit more, oh, kind of get everything on the screen. Um, so yeah, just to get a bit more sort of like height on the back. So obviously you can have the gun at the front or in the middle, and then have the other bit, which is meant for the other guns and the other options. That could go on the back of this. It does say have these side gun turrets. Um, I don't like the idea of them being on the side though. For some reason, I like the idea of the tank being streamlined. Um, so rather than it having bits, say, literally jutting out, do I like it? No, I don't like it. Uh, for a moment, I thought I didn't mind it, but no, I don't like it. So this somehow, again, this is going to go up the top. So I'm not going to lose the guns because it's an orc vehicle. It needs to have more guns, not less. So somehow this is going to go up the top, or maybe, oh yeah, along the back could be quite good. Yeah. So what I'm probably going to do is cut out. I'm going to obviously do the last little bits that is meant to go on the Baneblade. Then I'm going to cut out all the other bits and then just kind of see where I can get them, I guess. So yeah, so I'm going to carry on obviously now. Going to go till about 11, which isn't far off. So the next live stream will be Sunday. Probably going to start earlier. I might start at 7. It'll be 7, if not definitely 8. But yeah, I reckon Sunday I'm going to do an earlier live stream. And that's the one where this is going to get really orcified. All the 3D printing bits I've got will be done. So I can say shove on a load of exhausts at the back. I've printed out loads of like extra plates. Basically a load of gubbins really sort of to put on this just to make it look like it's been orcified. Definitely going to get the Dremel out and make this into, it's going to be, yeah, shot to bits basically. Going to have holes and all sorts in it. Like a bandwagon, but bigger. Yeah, so I've only just, because originally, so if you were here yesterday, I spoke about it. My original plan for this was to just build it as a Baneblade, magnetize it all, so you can have all the options and in sort of take them in and out and all that. And then I thought, that's what everyone does. So then I thought, well, no, this I like orcs, so we'll make it orcs. So I looked up what a Baneblade could be used if it was as an orc vehicle. And yeah, apparently a battle fortress is about the rough sort of size of this. It just needs more bits and pieces, more weapons, um, extra heights, layers. Yeah, orc stuff basically. So that's why this is going to be turned into a battle fortress, which should be pretty cool. There's something else I was going to say. Can't remember. So this is where memory hate it. But say I've had this memory all the time, so I've always hated it. But yeah, I can think of something, and then within a few seconds, whatever I've just thought of is gone. And it's like, oh, that's probably the best idea ever. I, I can't remember what it was for the toffee. Um, nah, it might come back to me. Probably won't. I was looking over here, so this is why I keep looking over here, just in case I get inspiration of what it was I was thinking of. Nah, can't think of anything. Yeah, say I'm 3D printing. I've got little Gretchen who's just popping his head out of like um what's it called? Hatch. I got an orc being printed who's got like the old army captain's sort of hat on. Because I like the idea of painting this so it looks like an English tank. So primarily, let's say a dark green, but then camouflage sort of patterns in a lighter green. Um, Even though this should obviously kind of be red because it goes faster, and I don't think green means anything in orc, does it? Doesn't yellow mean things go bang? Red faster, purple sneaky, green. I don't know. I don't think green means anything. But I like the idea of this being like an English tank. Um, right. It's bugging me. I can't think of what it was I was going to say, but never mind. It clearly wasn't that interesting. Right. So I was going to stick it on a few more, although the few more bits are just little bits here and there. They're not really. Ah, there's me saying that thing just seemed really loose and was just going to fall out. There's a plate that goes over it, which I'm hoping keeps it in place. Because say, because it just seems. So, yeah, so this is obviously the gun goes in there, so it can obviously be moved, but it just comes out. But yeah, there's a plate, so I'm hoping we'll keep it secured in there. Gonna be the last one. I think it could be. It is the last one. Right. So, is this going to keep it in, or is this not going to make any difference? If it doesn't, what I'll probably do is just glue that in place. Right. I'm guessing there's a right way and a wrong way. It goes like that. Yeah, it doesn't come out. Although it's still, for want of a better word, it's still floppy. I'll at least putting this on, it won't fall out. So, because otherwise I was just going to glue the thing in there because that just made kind of no sense if it was just going to fall out. Right. Well, that's better. Not coming out. Right, how's that getting on? Yeah, so there's a big old gap at the bottom because obviously the bit it's meant to go onto is angled. So I'll probably just put some filler or something in there to give it a bit more strength. still goes up and down, and let's put it on. Yeah, so this is where I do feel, and I know I'm a big kid, but it's things like this that make me feel even like a bigger kid because I almost want to just sort of like play with it and pretend it's like pew pew. Obviously bigger than pew pew, but you know what I mean. And again, that's why I love using magnets. Obviously, this doesn't need them, but I do like things that obviously move. Um, yeah, what I might do though, because I do like the idea of it facing down a bit, and obviously it's a bit chunky at the bottom. So what I might do is cut or shave some of this off, just so then rather than it being up like that, it can then go down. Yeah, I guess it kind of needs to be level with this, so it's quite a bit to take off. But yeah, I think I probably will do that because I'd rather it went down. Yeah, that's a tomorrow job, that is. Um, I think I'm gonna pretty much end the stream here really because the last few bits are just little bits here and there. And because I want to sort of change quite a lot of what's going on, um, these bits might get covered. So it'd be make more sense to put the big bits on, and then these bits can be used elsewhere, either in a bits box or they can be put somewhere on here. Yeah, definitely gonna have obviously the radio masts. They are going to go on. Yes, obviously this thing does have a few exhausts, but yeah, I'm 3D printing quite a lot, and some of them are quite big, just to have them on the back. I say, yeah, I need to try and work out how I'm going to have these. I do like the idea of them being at the back. So again, this is where I'm going to get the old cheap Dremel tool out, and lots of things are going to get cut off. So these things at the back, whatever these are, I'll keep the barrels, but whatever these things are, cut off because I think I like the idea of that gun being sort of at the back because then it can turn around and shoot people who are coming from the rear. I love tanks. Tanks are cool. Tanks are cool, but they're even better when they've been modified by orks because they're then just tanks on steroids. It's going to have so many guns. It's going to be nuts. Right. Yeah, so wherever I can, magnets will be used because I do like the idea of things that can come off, go back on, or move, or whatever. So yeah, magnets will be getting around. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, guys. It's pretty much 11 o'clock. And yeah, I've got it to where I wanted really. I say there's a few little panels, but we'll do them another time. And I think what I might do prior to the live stream on Sunday as well is cut out all the bits. Then I can put them in a little box. And then when I do come to modify this with the 3D printed bits, I can work out how I want to get them all sort of lined up. Yeah, because obviously, as much as this is going to still kind of look like a Baneblade, it's definitely going to look like a Baneblade that's had the orc touch. I say there's obviously still the big gun. I could almost put that. Saying that, I've made that quite a big gun, haven't I? It's me going. I like short, stubby guns. The gun is pretty long. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Okay, guys. Cheers for being here, for watching, all the rest of it. Yeah, say live stream Sunday. Tell your mates. Let's see if we can get more people watching. I know I haven't done it for a long time, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. Otherwise, I'll start waffling. So we'll click that button first, so then you can't see my face or what buttons I'm pushing. But yeah, you guys take care. Have a great weekend. And I say I'll be back again on Sunday, whether it'll be 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, but definitely one of those times. Okay, guys, you'll take care. See you later. Bye now.